So we looked at natural language processing, and we covered some of the basics of NLP. One of the applications of NLP is going to be text classification, so we'll explore that topic a little bit here. What is text classification? When we think about text, text as unstructured data, it's not going to be quite so easy to categorize like we might have with tabular data. With tabular data, we can create a linear regression, or we can categorize data pretty effectively. But it's all, the individual values make it simpler data. Text maybe has different qualities to it. You can't just break up a sentence and put those words into columns and then run the same kind of models. It takes different techniques. And even if you had rules to do it, the rules may be very complex and very extensive. So we can use machine learning in this case to perform text classification. We can train a machine learning model that will allow us to give it some labeled data for a variety of purposes for text classification, and then it can kind of understand how to apply those labels to future instances. So we might take a wide variety of text that has some particular topic that it covers, or it may be something completely unrelated to the topic. It could be something like different areas or different attributes within that text that describe a certain thing. So, for example, in free text data like reviews, you might have reviews of specific aspects of a product. You may have product descriptions that discuss attributes of that product. You could have social media posts that allow you to understand some of the topical coverage there. So, like Twitter's trending topics might be an interesting application there. You could also take a look at conversations, so you could summarize some of the points there. So, some things that you might do to apply text classification would be if you received a customer complaint through a support channel, you might want to send that to a specific department. Like, for example, if you're on an airline, you may have complaints relating to the food, which there's no reason for the flight crew or the pilot to get involved there. That might be something that has to go to whoever's providing the food service. So it allows you to kind of very quickly direct those issues. You can detect trends, like Twitter's trending topics is a way to kind of pick up some information from text and then actually use that in aggregate to identify what's going on in the world. And you can also collect specific attributes about reviews. So, like if you have a restaurant, maybe there are complaints about the ambiance, and if you had a model that was effective, you could then take a look at all of those reviews and then try to understand what you might want to address or what you might want to change in your restaurant. So a lot of these models use recurrent neural networks, so we haven't gotten too deep into neural networks, but the thing to understand at this point is that a recurrent neural network allows for sequential data. So, time series data, like if we have a sequence of things, that might be time series data that's interesting, but particular arrangements of words, like if we have a saying like the grass is greener, that has meaning, that particular phrase has meaning, but if you said that grass is green, that would be a different kind of expression. So that arrangement in that sequence has meaning, and recurrent neural networks allow for this. So it allows the variables in that sequence to affect the interpretation or understanding of the other variables in that sequence. We'll get into neural networks a little bit later, but basically understand that a recurrent neural network allows for this sort of sequential data that we need to be able to process in text. So we'll take a look at an example in Vertex AI. Basically what we have here is there's a Kaggle movies data set. That data set has a bunch of movies, and each one of those movies is going to have genres. So if we can take a look at movie descriptions and understand what those genres are, then we can start to create a model that will automatically associate that. So now if you have a description of a movie, you could predict what genres that movie might have to start off. So we'll take a look at that example in the next video, and hopefully that will illustrate some of our concerns. We're going to start really simple here. This is just going to be a basic CSV file that we're going to give to we're going to create a data set from a basic CSV file, and we're going to train based on that. So that'll give us some interesting and probably pretty useful results pretty quickly without having to get very far into Python code or any serious complexity. So stay tuned. We'll get into that one. Thank you for watching this video, and we'll see you again soon.